You are now tuned into 13sidesastrology.com. It's been a long time since I've dropped a public video. Just want to say peace to all those particular fans and supporters, people that's been emailing me and sending me all the what's ups, the K-pasas and the shout outs and things of that nature. I'm not dead. I want to say that first and foremost. I'm not dead. A lot of people have been putting out rumors saying that I got killed, and then you have other people that have been saying that I got kidnapped by some agents, and they had me tied up, and I could only eat during certain hours of the day and things of that nature. But nothing like that happened. Sometimes you just got to kind of like take time to yourself when you are doing this kind of work. And I've been having like a lot of time to reflect and think over some things, and there was a lot of things that I was doing publicly, and a lot of things that I was saying publicly that I kind of just like outgrew. Like, since I've been in this, I guess you could say, like, in this cocoon, in this state of transformation is what I call it. I'm gonna call this video "Death and Transformation" because death is for the people that were saying I was dead, and transformation is basically based on what was really going on. And I've been in like a cocoon, like when a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly. I mean, they have a state, it's like a period of metamorphosis, and it's a period where they take time to kind of like recalibrate the molecules and things like that so that they can become a butterfly. Like, and that's kind of like where I was at. And like what I do, like I'm not a celebrity, I'm not anybody of importance or anything like that. I'm not a prophet, a messenger, or a guru. For those people that may just now had just start watching these videos, like I'm just someone that is, I mean, I get excited about just talking about, I guess you could say, the true love, or talking about what some people may call freedom, talking about what some people may call justice. I get excited talking about stuff like that, and I feel like during this time, this sabbatical, I mean, I was doing some other things, and I was doing some stuff in the marketing world and in the marketing industry. I was doing some stuff like in the sports industry, the sports arena, marketing pertaining to sports and music and things of that nature. So like I got a chance to kind of like free myself from, I guess, strictly the astrology spiritual path and the whole guru path. And it's like I decided, like, this is what I like to do. Like, this is what I would do for free. And like it's a wise saying that goes like, you should do whatever you would do for free for someone. That's what you should do for a living. I mean, if you want to call that in the Matrix, they say you always got to do something for a living. Well, I guess the first step in that is just like find your truth and find your niche, like whatever you would just you could just wake up doing and go to sleep doing, and that's what you should do and offer to the people, or that's what you should offer, I guess, to yourself, or whatever the case may be. Like, say for instance, like some people like building. You should build your own house. I mean, if you like building, that's just what you love to do. But build your own house, and after you build your own house, then build a bunch of community houses. Build some row houses, Like, so I think we make our life purpose and mission like more complex than what it should be a lot of times. But it's like a whole lot of times, like, your life mission and purpose is going to change. Like today it may be this, and tomorrow it may be that, and it's like in our world, change is so frowned upon. Like when a person changes their mind about something, it's like, say for instance, you got a group of friends and y'all all think a certain way, and then one day you decide that I'm gonna start thinking like this, and I see things like that. Then your friends start looking at you like, what, you losing your mind? Are you going crazy or something? So it's like change is frowned upon. Or like, say for instance, you may have grew up a Christian, or you may grow up a Jew or something like that, or Nubian, or whatever the case may be, or more, and then one day you decide, I want to study Hinduism, I want to study Confucianism, and your family like, what? Why you change? And and everybody's just like going off or whatever. So like, change is the basis of metamorphosis, and that's what I learned. And like, nobody can dictate how often you do something or how much you should do something. You should like do something as much, like, as far as like your creativity. You can do that when and whatever you want to, because like freedom is like one of the basic principles. I guess you could say like one of the basic principles of spirituality. Like, the bottom line is being free. Like if you're not spiritual, if you're not free, like you can't be spiritual and be a slave. So like people and I'm not calling you a slave if you work a job, and I'm not saying you are or aren't, because some people work jobs and they feel free based upon the job that they have. But the bottom line is like you only know at the end of the day when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you're the only person that can really determine as to whether or not you're free. So don't be afraid to change. And I've just been, like I said, like in a cocoon, and just thinking about a lot of things. And a lot of people will shoot me emails, and a lot of people will still support the products and services. And shout out to you. And I'm gonna everything that you guys ordered and things like that. Like I'm gonna get you your products and services. I'm playing a game of catch up. So a lot of people, they don't even complain and they don't even sweat it, because they just like support the information. Maybe saw a video and just like, I want to support this guy and what he's doing or whatever. But I'm gonna get you your products and services and things of that nature. However, you're going to see a lot of changes. You might even see them right now, but you're going to see a lot of changes on the site, because I'm going to introduce a service to where, like, I want anybody to be able to speak to me, like, no matter how much money you have. So I'm going to introduce like what I call a question and answer type of reading, and I'm going to allow like you to ask 3 questions for whatever donation that you have. And you get 3 questions, and I'm going to give you vivid answers. And it's like whatever you have to donate, whatever I don't care if it's $1, I don't care what it is or whatever, because I just want to really promote this whole freedom thing. I guess that's what I'm really on right now. And it's like I realized that even money, like how I was running my site, it's like, yeah, the prices weren't really like expensive, but like say for instance, I mean, a whole lot of people have $50 or whatever. Like that's nothing for a lot of people. Some people don't. That's like a whole lot of money for them. Some people are homeless out here and they don't got nothing or whatever. So I had the readings for $50, but it's like you give me the $50, right? And the thing about it is like when you give me the $50, like that creates a contract, and that's kind of like slavery in a way. You know what I'm saying? On my end and your end, because now I'm obligated to do X, Y, and Z, and then you feeling like you're obligated on your end to get your money's worth. So it's like it creates slavery, and it's not like really based on freedom. So, but at the same time, I mean, I realize contracts and things like that are a part of our evolution. And you have to understand the art of contracts and things like that, because everything in the Matrix is contract. So everything is a lesson. Like everything I did on my site and the way I started is a lesson. However, I want to evolve into freedom. And like a whole lot of the real gurus and the real sages and real teachers that's gonna teach you the hard stuff, they're not gonna like charge you anything. However, they're gonna tell you the truth. Like they're gonna tell you the stuff that you don't want to hear. Like I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about this particular book, and it talks about charging for services. And this particular school, this particular mystery school that this book came out of, they don't charge for services. Like, however, you got to move there and give up everything in your past to get the teachings though at the same time. So you still got to give something, but it's like you ain't got to pay no money though. Like you ain't got to like put up $50 or whatever. So like 13 Signs Astrology, the way it was set up, as far as like a lot of the services right now, is based on the way the Matrix is ran now, because that's how people understand things. Like they understand buy and sell, trade, and exchange. Like they understand those type of things or whatever. But the way it really should run, and the way in the direction I want to kind of like go in now, is like I want to show the other side of the game. And the other side of the game is like not about charging people money for services and stuff like that. It's just about you offering your energy for a period of time or for a set amount, of minutes or whatever, and whatever a person gives you, whether it's even a gift, that's just what they give you as a gift, and that's just period. You just leave it at that. So it's not about fame. Like I mean, I think a lot of the New Age movement now is getting to a point where a lot of people they just doing this to be famous. Like everybody wants to be seen, everybody wants to go outside and be like, hey, like all these people know me, and I can pull these girls or I can pull these guys because I'm so popular and I'm so spiritual. I know how to work on my energy a certain way, and I can, have sex with you this way and that way and all that type of stuff. And it's all about fame, and that's not really like what I'm here to do. I mean, those are different levels of spirituality. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there is a level of spirituality dealing with fame and recognition. Fame and recognition, that's in the 9th house. But the real true teachings come out of the 8th house. The 8th house is the house of metamorphosis, the house of death, the house of transformation. It's only when you leave a particular situation, or only when you go into the shadows, that's when you really find out how good of a teacher you really were when you're not there anymore and when people are still responding to your work. So like I had a lot of people still responding to my work, still even now, like shooting me emails and things of that nature, and haven't really, like, not even that I didn't have time to check them, but just like I was like, I just want to totally take my mind out of that so I can really tune into the real version of spirituality. And the real version of spirituality is like getting off the grid, like not depending on your waterworks companies and your Georgia Powers and your Duke Energies and these different electrical companies, and like really living in tune with nature. And I did this at a time where it was really cold, and I had I had assistants with me. I mean, I had people that did this. Actually, one particular person that walked this path with me. I want to send a shout out to her for doing that. And like we really like lived up under some extreme conditions and like really lived this nomadic lifestyle. But that's really what true spirituality is about. Like I said, like you got to be open to change. Like like a lot of people out here, like you guys are just used to going home to your house and your abode, and you've been living there for 20 years, 15 years, and you ain't really used to going anywhere else. It's like this is all you know. Like, or you may be living in one city for 20 years, 30 years, and that's the only thing you know. It's like right now I'm in my hometown or whatever. Shout out to Cincinnati, Ohio. And it's like I've been all over. You know what I'm saying? Like I left Cincinnati many of times, but I mean I give it love. Like you actually looking at the Ohio River behind me. I show love, but there's a lot of people out here, they never left Cincinnati or Kentucky. Kentucky is right over there. Like that's what you're looking at across the river. There's a lot of people, they ain't never left Cincinnati or Kentucky. That's all they know. And it's like they'll even judge you. They'll go so far as to judge you because you say that you're trying to leave and say you selling out something or whatever, but when you walk the spiritual path, it's all about change. Like our whole existence is all about change. Like the cells in your skin are changing every so many years. Like every 7 years, the cells in your skin changing, and you get a new body. Like, isn't that amazing? Like every 7 years, you're literally physically a different shell. Like you're in a different shell. Like your mind is always changing. Your thoughts are always changing. So change is the only constant. That's all a part of the 8th house. So I guess my message within a message, because I want to talk about many things, which I've done, is like don't be afraid to embrace change. Now the last thing I want to talk about before I shut this down is I have had a lot of old friends that I lost contact with. I mean, shout out to the Oracle. A whole lot of you saw Lee on here. I'm still in contact with Miss Coberly. I'm not talking about Miss Coberly. Actually, Miss Coberly was the one that did the journey with me. So I'm still in contact with her. But I mean, it was Lee, and it was like a lot of us, Spirit Kai, and just a lot of people that I lost contact with. If you still in tune with the videos and watching the videos, don't be afraid to shoot me an email. Like I'm in a time of healing now too. Like we may have fell out. Like I ain't perfect. Like I don't fell out with people. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't perfect. Like I'm not this guy that's like, oh, I just did everybody right, and I just walked this peaceful path, and I never stepped on any toes. Like a whole lot of teachers, they ain't gonna come on publicly and say stuff that I'm saying. Like they gonna just try to act like everything is all good within a little circle. Everything hasn't been all good. There's been a lot of pain, like with 13 signs of astrology. Like I don't know if it's a number 13 or what, but it's been a lot of pain, and like things haven't been perfect. However, we can heal things, and it's like now I'm in a state of like healing because you study health and healing. That goes back to change too. In order to heal something, you have to transform it. Like if you have a cancerous part of your body, in order to heal that, you have to transform that particular aspect of your body. So it's a lot of cancer involved in 13 signs astrology. Like, and I'm not talking about cancer the sign, I'm talking about cancer the disease. Like there's been a lot of pain. And I'm getting this message out. Like I was taught 13 signs astrology by a particular woman. Shout out to the Oracle. You guys may know her. She has a video up on my channel, I believe, but I'm not even in contact with her right now. So just people like that. Like if you still watch the videos or somebody told you that I said your name or whatever, shoot me an email. Like go ahead and send me your number. Like like we can heal this thing and build this thing and rebuild this thing. So you don't have to be public or whatever. Like it ain't even about that. It's just about establishing more contacts, because eventually I do, like want to start doing a lot more stuff offline. Like I want to meet you guys, and the journey that I was telling you guys about, like we just ended that journey, like actually today, like the day that I'm shooting this video. It's actually a 13th day, by the way. But as far as like on a numerology level, I'm not gonna say the date because I don't know when this video is gonna get uploaded. but it's a 13 day. And we actually ended that journey. We started a whole new journey now. Like, we went around the whole country, the U.S., and this new journey we're going on, guys, we actually getting ready to go around the world. So, like, that's what we're getting ready to do. So, like, hit me up. You know, like, I'm going to be in France. I'm going to be in London. Like, I'm speaking this into existence. You know, so I'm going to be there. I'm going to see you guys. So, like, hit me up or whatever, even people I haven't met. And like I said, the services, this new service that I'm going to offer is really just a way of, like, building up a rapport with people and reaching out to people that supported on my videos and things like that. So don't be afraid to embrace change. Don't be afraid to heal. And at the same time, don't be afraid to experience pain either, though. And don't be afraid to do you either. And don't be afraid to step on toes either, though, at the same time. Because sometimes that's needed. I mean, like, I'm not saying doing it intentionally. However, sometimes in doing you're going to step on a few toes. And, like, don't be afraid of that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all a part of the spiritual path, because everything is growth. Like, there is no right and wrong in the matrix. Like, it's just, everything's just an experience. Like, whatever you're doing, however, there's karma associated with everything you do. So that's the whole paradox aspect to it. So you basically get what you put out. So be willing to deal with whatever you put out, whether it's good or bad. And being good, there's negative karma associated with that a whole lot of times, because it's like we were talking earlier, and, like, why do you think, like, monks get slaughtered, and why they kill Martin Luther King, and why they kill certain spiritual people or whatever? Like, why were these people murdered? And they were just teaching nothing but love, and they were good to people, because obviously there's karma associated with that too. So, like, that's why I teach the whole dark path aspect, because I would, like, want to teach you protection. The whole dark path aspect is to teach you to protect yourself, and the light worker aspect is to teach you to give of yourself based on the highest 5 principles known to man and woman, which is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You give that, and that's the whole light worker aspect. But then there's a dark aspect too, because a lot of times we do want to protect ourselves when we're in certain stages of our growth. Now, there is a certain level, like when you get to the 7th chakra levels, there's a certain level of growth where you don't need, like, protection anymore, because a person that's operating on the 7th chakra, like certain monks, they don't care about getting slaughtered or murdered. They don't care if somebody slaps them, and they're not going to hit them back, because they've totally detached from the body, so they don't even need to defend themselves. Like, that's a level of spirituality, but there's different levels, and that's why you got different chakras. So you really can't judge anybody at the same time, but at the same time, if you want to move forward, eventually you will have to ascend to the higher levels and higher chakras. So hope you learned something from this video. If you're new watching my videos, please subscribe. And to all my old friends, I guess you could say I'm back, you know, for now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Until my next one, I'm going to leave you in Hotep, Wadu. Peace.